easily one of the best songs of the year. I'm going to be saying that a lot. Another one of the fucking best songs of the year.
That's
one of the best songs of the year. Easily one of the best songs of the year is another one of the, I think the best songs of the year. Easily one of the best songs of the year. One of the best songs of the year. It's probably one of the best songs of the year for me. One of the best songs of the year. I think it's one of the best songs of the year. It's one of the best songs of the year by far. Welcome to Every Album Ever with Mike and Alex. My name is Michael Mansour, and I'm joined, as always, by my saying goodbye to 2023 co-host Alexander Volt. Say hello.
Hello.
This is Every Album Ever, the podcast where we listen to every single album in the world, one artist at a time. That's usually a new discography per episode, except for the end of the god dang year, where we do a nice little recap of everything that we've experienced this year. All the new albums that have come out that are good.
It's my favorite thing to do because it's just different. It's just positive stuff that we liked.
Yep.
And yeah,
it's all no begrudgingly done discographies full of albums in 98 that were not good, that we're forced to listen to and talk about. No, this is just the stuff from this year that stuck out to us. And since we started doing the EA singles episodes,
a little more topical,
way more.
Yeah.
So already we're going in with like a ton of albums under our belt, already familiar. And to give a little teaser out the gate, 90% of my list is albums that we've talked about in previous episodes.
I might have a like 50-50 thing.
I was like, maybe I should have more from other albums, but I listened to like a bunch more, and I was just...
I did send you a bunch.
You did also. And there's a lot of good albums that came out this year, and a lot of them were like, this is really fucking good. This is really good, but do I like it more than this one? And the answer is not quite as much.
This is a beast of a year.
Yes.
This was a phenomenal year for music.
This was, out of all we've done, this is our 5th year-end episode. This one I've had the most trouble picking an album of the year. The most trouble picking the list. Was the fucking toughest out of all the years.
An embarrassment of riches this year.
And also, since we're gushing about how good the year was for music, we're doing one other thing that we've not done in the past. We're finally ranking them. We're actually ranking. And I've said in the past, I fucking hate ranking albums because, like, how could you say this album is better than that album when this one does this and it's all subjective? When I say ranking, for me at least, it's maybe this album, maybe my number fucking 8 is a better album than my number 3, but number 3 stuck with me more. I listen to it more. I feel more, it's more personal to me, and I enjoy it for whatever goofy reason. Yes. I just happen to like it. It's essentially a list of personal favorites if we're going to follow the format of the show.
Yeah.
So I'm not, and a lot of my honorable mentions destroyed me not to include on the list. Like, they hurt not to include on the list, and I'm upset that there wasn't enough spots.
I had to be talked down off a few things.
You wanted to have 12, and you're like, no, I'll do 12, but still 10. I still know what you mean, but I'm waiting.
And I'm like, it's going to be 11. And then Mike wants order. And I'm like, no, this isn't Highlander. There can, we aren't an award show. Our names are on the podcast. We can do what we will.
We can do what we want. But I am curious. I was excited about ranking them because,
surprisingly, this kind of like fell in line.
From top to bottom, everything about this episode was difficult for me. Yeah. Ranking them was hard. Narrowing down the albums was hard. Picking an album of the year was hard. All of it was difficult. But in the end, I'm pretty satisfied with my list. I feel weirdly complete with my album of the year.
So do I. When I went to see okay, did we miss anything? I was like, we did a pretty fucking good job this year.
I think we did a great job. Yeah. Check out all those. We're going to be citing a lot and referencing a lot of episodes that we've already done. So please check those all out, because we, obviously we're not going to go into the crazy detail that we did on the full episode.
Yeah. Some may be more brief, this because we have these points of references you can go check out, or full fillings on them. So
yeah, we're not going to be repeating everything that we've said already. But we will give a nice little synopsis. And yeah, it's such a good year for music, and it's such a varied and diverse Diverse year, and almost a theme of the year is just genre blending. I feel like every year the genre blending with these artists, it gets more and more profound.
Yeah, I don't know what. Well, I think there's some random themes, but I think they're just for me personally. I can't say like.
Really, how so?
I think there's this things I gravitated towards that I haven't in other years, or like I think previous years I've felt like this overall theme or tone, but this is little all over the place.
It's all over the place. I found very little things in common with all my picks. I mean, there's things in common. There's a lot of like overlapping with styles, I suppose, in many ways, but I don't see any through line the way in past years, which I like. I like that it's just unpredictable. There's all kinds of shit. It's so good.
Also, I think when there's more things in the stew, so it's harder to find that through line. Yeah,
but still, we're just playing with you at this point because we're just taking our time.
Yeah.
So this is the format. We're going to each give our albums of the year. Alice is going to go first.
Well, we'll do honorables.
Honorable mentions. My bad. Already f***ed up. Don't know what I'm talking about. Honorable mentions out the gate for each of us. Then Alex's album of the year. Then my album of the year. And then counting down from 10 all the way to our first runner up.
Yeah.
So we're still ranking them, but album of the year, it just trumps all. It's the emperor of the year for us.
Mm-hmm.
And then our list is still going to be like which ones we preferred in order, and whatever reasons we have. And some of them are going to be fucking stupid for me, but please.
Let's okay. My honorable mentions: Aesop Rock, Integrated Tech Solutions, little Los Angeles black metal band called Agriculture, self-titled, Billy Woods Map, Wednesday, Rat Saw God, Paramore, This Is Why, Mutoid Man, Mutants, Big Brave, Nature Morte.
Oh yeah, Nature Morte.
Marty Stern, like total flashback. That's not the album. The album's Comeback Kid. And then Danny Brown's Quantana.
Hold on. I can read it.
It's a made up word. I'm not good with those. I'm not even good with normal words.
That's oh, come on. Fuck you, Danny Brown. I typed in Danny Brown discography and I got a fucking anthology.
Oh, right there.
Quarantana.
Yes.
Quaranta.
Those are my honorable mentions.
Okay, Jesus Christ. That word broke me. My honorable mentions, Le Fleur by Paul B. Cutler. He's the original member of 45 Grave, an old death rock band, and he was in some stuff. This was sent to me by a patron, and he went silent for years and then just came out of nowhere with the solo album. Way better than I could have expected. Like, it's punky, but it's really unique. It's got a lot of diversity. It's dark. It's heavy. It's very cool. Mm-hmm. Self-titled by Agriculture. No idea who the band was. Fucking phenomenal. So damn good.
I'm so glad you liked them.
It pained me not to put it on the list, but it's fucking great. The Girls Crying in a Latte by Sparks. We did a whole episode on that. Check out that episode.
That almost made my honorable mention.
There's such a fun album.
I might as well. It's on my own.
It's there. I'm not going to say the whole name because no one in the world can say it. Petrodragonic Apocalypse by King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard. My first King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard album. Mm-hmm. I've since gone and like dabbled around in other stuff. They're very fucking crazy. They put out the first album was 2011 and they now have 28 albums.
2 to 3 albums a year.
Fucking fuck you. Fuck you, dude. It's a great album. Land of Sleeper by Pigs, or Pigs times 7. Save by Reverend Kristin Michael Hayter. Breaking news, everybody.
Wow.
Kristin Hayter did not make my list.
Wow.
I know. But it's still a great album. Check out that episode we did on it. It's still a great album. I know people are throwing tables, flipping chairs. Just check out the episode. DC Special by Scream, which we just did an episode on last week. Go check that one out. Hurt me not to put that one on the list. I really did like that album a lot. Fat Chance by Mr. Flies. Killed me not to put it on the list. Such a fucking good album. Check out the episode we did on it. This one hurt me probably the most not to put on my list. Mm-hmm. Hack of the Year by Dale Hollow. I want to talk about this fucking album for so long. Maybe we'll get to it at some point, but country western fucking. Just Google it. Dale Hollow Hack of the Year.
Google him.
So fucking good. But now that we got our honorable mentions out of the way,
Yes.
drum roll for Alex's album of the year 2023.
So I would say ever since about September, October, there's a war raging in me.
The war, really?
For the number one spot.
Yes.
And I'm like, do I go with kings like that I know deserve this spot?
Right.
Do I go for the scrappy, criminally underrated? And like I said, this is not Highlander.
You got to follow your heart, baby.
I know this might drive you crazy. I have a tie for my album of the year.
Come on.
I don't give a fuck.
I just drooled at myself. I spit all over myself.
I don't give a fuck.
Shit.
I'm doing a tie.
That's a killer shirt. It's a killer shirt.
Let me do
93696
by Liturgy.
By Liturgy.
And Baroness is Stone.
And Baroness is Stone tied for your album of the year.
Yes.
What are you doing to me, man?
I knew it was going to drive you crazy.
You can't have a tie album of the year. What's happening?
I just did it. I don't give a fuck. This is partially my show. I fucking can't. I fucking can't. I love both these albums so much. And when I saw both of them live this year, and after I saw Baroness live, I knew immediately it's going to be a tie. I'm not going to pick.
You son of a bitch.
I don't care. And it worked out.
You need to kill one of your babies, dude.
No, I'm not doing that. It's all love. It's all love. King and Queen, Baroness, Liturgy. I'm not picking. I don't do it lightly. I'm not going to be doing this every year.
I got spit everywhere.
I'm not going to be doing it every year. Just this year.
Holy shit. So, well, we were going to play the beginning of this song. But it's like,
here.
All right. Again, let's start with the fucking...
Let's start with Baroness. Okay.
All right.
This is like some of the most frantic riffs they've recorded. John and Gina, the guitar players, are like fucking locked in. They are like in the movie Pacific Rim. They are controlling one giant robot.
Yeah.
They're synced up. Rhythm section of of Jost and Thompson.
Yeah.
Just machines. It's kind of easy to overlook them because like what John and Gina are doing is just so...
It's prominent as fuck.
It's prominent. It's so beautiful. The harmonies are on point.
Hold on. It's lower so we don't... we saw your analysis over the music.
Yeah.
It is... So let's start with Stone then. Stone is absolutely on my list. It's absolutely on my list. There's no way it's not going to be on our list.
Yes.
Check out the full episode that we did on it. It's incredible. Please go on.
I love the juxtaposition on this album, what you get with John's artwork too, where it's these beautiful, beautiful things, but also really dark. I think Shine is a great depression of that. I love the descriptions of shadows of shooting stars and boiling angels, listening to the ocean. It's so full, and I love the through line of Embers, the Dirge, and Bloom just tying the album together. Just Gina like coming into her own, like really strong lyrics on Bloom.
God, that song's so fucking good.
Yeah, like they're all pretty much the same song, but Bloom, the lyrics are the strongest. It's the longest. And yeah, just the band doing like new things, like Look No Further Than like Beneath the Rose, where he's kind of talking and it's unsettling. And he's like, almost, there's a very like, almost like claustrophobic feel to it. And then you get the big like Baroness releases. And yeah, I had Golden Gray on my list in 2019.
That was your album of the year for Gold. Yeah, 2019.
And I love it. I love this too much to like, fuck.
The passion. I love you're exuding passion right now.
Yes.
Yeah. So I love this album quite a bit. Only song I have a problem with is Shine. Just because it just sort of blends in with the rest of me. It doesn't stand out the way a lot of the others do.
Mm-hmm.
But goddamn. So I guess we can start with, I mean, we don't dive too much into because we did a whole, we did a beefy episode on it, but Beneath the Rose, I mean, again, like I said in the episode, it's not like spoken word vocals over heavy music is a brand new thing, but they've never done it and they do it their own way.
It's new for Baroness.
It's new for Baroness and it feels different.
I just love the way he delivers the word knocking. It's just
knocking. Yeah. It's very good. It's really good.
And yeah, I also I don't think the bands ever sound better live, which is crazy because they've always sounded amazing.
Oh, I'm so bummed I didn't see them in the Snot Store.
Agriculture opened up for them too.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's why I recognize the name because that's who they're opening.
Talked a little bit with some of the people in agriculture and they are very nice people and I can't believe they're from LA.
Oh yeah, that's odd. And yeah, you touched on the dirge a little bit, which is it's only a transition track. It's only a minute long, but fuck it, it's just heart wrenching and beautiful. And even the lo-fi thing that they're doing on it with production, it fits very nicely. Anodyne is just the heaviest they've been in so fucking long. It just it's fantastic. And then, I mean, what the fuck isn't great here? I mean, it's a fantastic album.
Yes.
And then Bloom, I think, is easily one of the best songs of the year. I'm going to be saying that a lot.
Yes.
One of the best songs of the year.
Yes.
And that one really stuck with me quite a bit.
When I say I try to prefer, I'll be like, this is the most heartbreaking song of 2023, or this is the most.
Yeah. It's so fucking good. It's so they've done plenty of somber stuff and soft acoustic stuff and emotional, but there's something about that one just feels super realized and mature, and you can show it to fucking anybody, and it's
man, this should be this should be ushering in all sorts of new metalheads. I don't know what the status is in the overall landscape of things, but
I mean, because it's first of all, it has 76 on Metacritic. I see a lot of 8s, some perfect scores, but a lot of there's a Pitchfork gave it a 6.2. Go fuck yourselves. You guys,
of course they did.
They don't know anything. It's insane. It's insane how consistently you can be shitty about something and bad about something. And then oh my God. Cause it's phenomenal. Cause not only are they doing stuff like Bloom and not to mention all the guitar harmony stuff on the rest of the stuff where it's just really beautiful and it's really, texture rich and I don't know, it's just produced very finely. But then also when they go hard, they are heavier than they've been since the debut.
Yeah.
And I would say they even, maybe the songs aren't as prog metal as Red, but the production and the style is chunkier and heavier than that album.
Yes. They've somehow managed to if it was a food, they somehow managed to serve us a familiar dish that is also new and exciting.
I felt like that with basically every album, but what makes this one different, especially listening to it after we did the episode and going back to it, that I've kind of appreciated way more now than I did even when we first heard it. Because Golden Gray felt like a huge departure from Purple, like a huge departure. And this feels like a pretty fucking big departure from Golden Gray.
Yeah.
And it's in a much more balanced, where Golden Gray was very ethereal and spacey and psychedelic.
That was a big piece of art, which is great. And it has its own place. But this is just man, not an ounce of fat on this album.
It's just a collection of bangers, essentially. And I think it's easily one of the best fucking albums of the year. It's one of your albums of the year, and it's on my list.
Yeah.
Now for your second album of the year, Alex.
This is Liturgy's 93696.
Also on my list.
Okay, great.
Yes. That fucked up guitar line has been stuck with me for a while now.
Again, nobody is fucking doing this. I don't even know if we knew Albini produced it when we talked about it.
I did not know that. What?
Who's putting children's toys in their black metal songs?
Yeah.
Hunter is.
Fuck, man. Just the tone of that. It sounds like a tape being sped up. It's fucking awesome.
She is a fucking wizard on the guitar.
This is already one of the most batshit black metal songs ever, and the whole album is full of this shit.
It's so crazy. And
yeah, there's so much there. Check out our full episode on this album.
So yeah, it's my little synopsis about this is it's an album steeped in spirituality, mythology, transcendent lyrics. Maybe even lyrics about her process of, being a trans woman. There's never going to be another black album like this. Not even from
Black metal album?
Black metal album. Not even from Liturgy, I don't think. They have very similar through lines throughout their albums, but this is
nuts.
They should be having a bigger moment. This is like bananas. Lots of people think it's too much. You should listen to it in halves.
You should. I think you should. And this is on my list, but that's one of the reasons why,
if I'm in home, I have listened to it start to finish at home. Obviously in the car, it's going to get broken up.
Yeah.
But at home, I have listened to it start to finish so many times.
Out of your fucking mind. So this is one of the most intensive, exhausting albums of the year.
Real quick, also engineer Seth Manchester. What a fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know he did that.
Engine,
that's the Kristin Hayter and
that guy.
he mixed it.
That guy is on a roll working with people just pushing extreme music into interesting directions.
The dude is got good work for sure. This album, it's unlike any black metal album I can think of. I've only heard one other Liturgy album, and it definitely didn't sound nearly as incredible as this. It was a good album, but it's nothing like this. The through line that kept me hooked to this one is the really pentatonic, Asian sounding melodies, which is really unusual for this extremely, extremely gut wrenching black metal.
Yeah.
It makes it feel almost more creepy and sinister that it's this Asian melodies playing with this fucking brutality.
It's so crazy too. There are these angel of tracks, different, things that kind of help you catch your breath throughout the album, and they're all
little spacers.
Yeah, they're all beautiful and unique. And I watched a video of someone breaking down Liturgy's guitar riffs, if you want to call them that.
Yeah.
And he's like, you can't think about it in measures. You have to break them into A, B, C. And so in this one, they'll go A, B, and then BBC. And it's just I'm in awe. And I think even if you're not a music nerd, you feel how insane and overwhelming this is. And if you're a fan of extreme music, how unique it is.
This is one of the most unique albums, one of the most unique metal albums ever made. It's one of the craziest. The length fucking hurts it for me so much more than I hoped it would.
Yeah.
Because I'm listening to this and I'm this is brilliant, like fucking brilliant. Like nothing's ever been done like this. And then by Antigone 2, I'm like, okay, dude, I get it. Fucking sure, it's a cool song on its own, but at that, it's a
that's pretty good. You're almost done.
It's a 14-minute song at the end of an hour and 20-minute album. It's a lot. I think as like a pacing standpoint, it could have been trimmed. And that's just how I feel in my soul, despite the fact that the songs are basically genius stuff.
Perfect as is.
I don't think perfect, but I think it's fucking incredible.
Don't change a thing.
Change a thing. Change a thing.
I've gone back and listened to their discography, and like I said, I noticed similarities in the now, like having a more full picture. And yeah, to me, this is like, man, I don't know how they're going to top it. I'm scared, but I believe in them.
Well, the one thing that does worry me quite a bit, because we saw them some months back.
You lose a lot of stuff live.
You lose almost everything that makes this brilliant.
Yeah.
They're a good live band. They're a great live band. Not trying to knock them as a live band, but they can't, I don't think they actually, they're capable of recreating like a good 60% of the stuff that's on this album.
You know, I'm going to say that if they had more money, if they had like an orchestra.
So let's not go that far yet. Let's just say a dedicated sampler man and a sound person.
Okay.
Or something, because they're a good band live, but live they're just a black metal band. They're just a black metal band with cool black metal songs.
Mm-hmm.
This is an experience. The transition tracks, the crazy glitching CD skipping effects in the songs, the weird random hip hop sections thrown in fucking out of nowhere on the opener.
You don't get them.
You don't get any of that. You don't get the crazy instrument textures, the acoustic stuff. You don't get obviously the string sections. You don't get the harps. You don't get the crazy choirs. There's so much on here that makes it fucking brilliant that I think that's why they're not blowing up. It's because they can't recreate that live.
Yeah, I just, I chalk it up to one of those things where I've accepted, bands live and on albums are totally different. Like, it's great if they can capture that sound of the album live, but especially a smaller band like this. And yeah, it's not like they're a new band. They've been around for a while. Yeah. So yeah, fucking love it.
It's fantastic. It's one that I, in my heart of hearts, could not justifiably leave off the list.
Yeah.
It's because even though I'm beaten down by the end of it, and I do wish it was shorter, the things that it does well, I've never been done by anybody, and it's executed incredibly. It's a fucking crazy album.
Life changing for me, obviously. Life
changing for Alex. One of his 2 albums of the year.
But it worked out because we're technically talking about 11 albums, so I'm sorry for.
Whatever.
No, what? I'm not sorry. Never mind.
There it is. Stick with it.
Sorry.
Stick with it. Alex's albums of the year, fucking incredible stuff. My album of the year.
Oh boy.
So this is interesting to me because I jumped back and forth a lot. Yesterday I decided fully. It was yesterday.
We did so many episodes where you're like, fucking album of the year.
Yeah, I was like, this one's taken. And I thought for a few weeks, I thought, okay, it's between this one or this one. And then as time went on, I'm like, all right, I feel like it's going to be this one. It's probably this one. It's definitely this one. And then yesterday I was like, it's not that one. Fans of the show are probably not going to be surprised, but I am surprised. The Beggar by Swans.
Oh, shit. Okay. You know what? That is kind of a dark horse pick, I feel like.
I wasn't expecting it, but here it is, baby. Stuff still gives me chills, man. Something about this just fucking clicked with me yesterday. Way more than it did when I first heard it.
and sour with death. Here I am, just empty skin. There is no way out, there is no way in. Crucified in fractured fields of blue. All information is equally true.
So if you know Swans, you know it's going to take a while for things to change.
10 hours.
It's going to be, it's a lengthy song and it goes a lot of places. This last line.
Feed on me, feed on me, feed on me now.
So, The Beggar. Check out our not only all our episodes on Swans, but the most recent, part 3 is where we covered this album. Our boy Tom Osman got us an advanced copy for that. Thank you.
So much good music. I should have included this somehow.
You what?
Retroactively throwing it on the honorable.
There is a lot of music that came out this year. And this album, so we talked a lot about it, of course, on the main episode. And I had mixed feelings about it. I still liked it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But there was like parts of it that didn't click with me, that I thought the pacing was a little off. Some songs just didn't land for me as well as others. And then yesterday, I still knew it was going to be on the list. I still knew I loved it. But I decided just like one more, just to, it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything hit way harder. Everything just resonated in such a profound way. Paradise Is Mine, I think, is easily one of the best songs of the year. It's probably my favorite song on the album. It's just fucking amazing in every possible way. It has so much fucking range, man. It range in feel and mood. And it's a perfect follow-up. And songs that like I wasn't super crazy about like on the first time I heard it, or the first few times I heard it, like Los Angeles City of Death. This time, fucking, it just worked for me more.
Mm-hmm.
It just reminds me more. A lot of this album definitely reminded me of like the Jarbo period, the mid period, 90s period. And that song is definitely one of them that reminds me of that era.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I was kind of mixed. I was like, it reminds me of it, but it's not quite as strong as some of that stuff. And then here it's like, I don't know. It just works now. It just makes sense in my brain more. Michael Is Done is another one of my fucking favorite songs of the year. And I love it more than ever. Shit like Unforming, which I was like, all right, it's nice and it's long and it's not super, it doesn't do a whole lot, but it's fine. And this time I'm like, I feel it. I fucking feel it more. It's just, even shit like No More of This, where I was kind of like, it's a little too goofy and happy for me. It's everything just feels right somehow. Like, so this year was a Swans year for me. I mean, for us, because we listened to so much of it this year.
All of it.
Not the first episode, I think, was last year.
Oh, whatever.
But we did listen to a lot this year. But also, it just happened where I was in life. Like, I visited New York for the first time this year, and that's where that's where they started. I visited Berlin, which is where they record and they have a lot of members, spend a lot of time. And it's like a lot of just overlaps of like my life. And then I was also reading the book. Where does the body end? No, that's the documentary. Sacrifice and Transcendence is the book. I was reading the book a lot and then listening to the music a lot. And I had to step away from all their music for a few months to really realize how much this album is just, it is my album of the year. I mean, it's so my album of the year. The big giant fucking elephant in the room for the album is The Beggar Lover 3, which is 44 minutes long, and it's a highly experimental piece. It's an album on its own. And I had a lot of feelings about it when I first listened to it. I was trying to dissect it like a long song or an album. Like, oh, this part comes in here and this part works and this part isn't quite as cool as that other part. And This time I abandoned all that shit and just let it wash over me as a full fucking experience. I love every goddamn second of that 44-minute song.
Oh, but a 70-minute black metal.
It's 82 minutes, Alex. This album is actually much longer. This album is 121 minutes. I'm a fucking hypocrite and a liar. Yeah, it's just the same way for you.
Yeah.
With Liturgy, it's just give it to me, baby. Just fucking let it.
Every second.
I still don't love the Memorious as a closer. I think it's a little bit overkill, but it's not a bad song at all. I still dig it. But there's just something in the spine and soul of this album that I feel so connected to. And I'm also heartbroken that I missed them on tour this year. But I believe they're coming back to LA next year, and I'm going to try to fucking get on that.
Guess who did see them? Thanks to Robert. Me, baby.
That was almost my ticket. That was almost my ticket. I was out of town, so Alex took it. But yeah, I just kept narrowly missing them. I missed them in several. I missed them in Germany. I missed them in San Francisco. I missed them in LA. I missed them everywhere. But
you know,
I miss them forever.
I'm going to take a wild shot here. The single Asian woman who went to the Swans show in LA by herself. You know, I was too scared to do anything. You're at a concert, but if you stumble across this podcast, hey,
he's available.
I was gonna let you enjoy the show. That's what you're there for.
There it is.
But I'm doing my misconnection shot now.
But he's hitting on you now. So hit us up in the comments, dog.
I call all my love interests dog.
Hell yeah. Yeah, this album is just, it's fucking beautiful. It's beautiful in such a painful way. And it's not like other Swans albums where it's depressing and it's morose and it's crushing. It's just, there's something really emotional and spiritual about it. It sounds so fucking hacky and blowhardy to say, but that's what it resonates with me. Like the title track, another one of the fucking best songs of the year. It's 10 minutes of just brooding buildup, and then when it explodes, it just, oh, God, it feels so fucking good.
This is why I don't feel bad about picking two albums as one, because my two albums fit in your one.
They technically kind of do. They actually, the length of your two albums, one of which is an absurdly long album, is the length of this one. Swans albums are ridiculous. But yeah, it's like, I couldn't imagine recommending this for newbie Swans.
Even for
new Swans listeners.
Even for me, I gave it a once over when I was making my list, and I was like, it's a good album, but it's Swans.
It is Swans.
And other things just moved me differently. So
this, I didn't think I loved it from the start, but
not to discredit it. I'm just different point of view.
Yeah, because this is arguably one of the happier Swans albums, at least with songs like Ebbing, which will admit that it does go on for too long. Like Ebbing and No More of This, a little bit of Unforming. They do feel happier, and there's something about that also resonates too, where it's not something that is cliche as like, oh, it has the light and the dark, but it's like, no, it's Michael Giroir's version of light, which is like, it's hopeful, but you know that it took a lot of fucking pain to get there. Like,
I may have traveled through some third world countries when it was a teenager and ended up in jail.
Which is what he did and what happened. But for this album, it's a lovely thing. And I feel it resonating throughout all of it. And then there's stuff like, Why Can't I Have What I Want Anytime That I Want, which feels like no other Swans song. It's super like Eastern sounding, Middle Eastern sounding. And then, yeah, it's still venturing out. It's still doing things that they've never done while still having the little traces of the foundation of what we know as Swans. Obviously his voice and like the intensity and the repetitiveness, that's all still there, but it's just a new direction. It's a new feeling. It's like a new life that he's living, and you feel it in this album, and it just hit me hard. There
you go. Hell
yeah. So check out all 3 episodes on Swans, but
all 3.
All 3. And then part 3 is, obviously where we cover this one. And now that we've covered our albums of the year, please check out those fucking albums. They're great albums. Check those out. Now we're doing our fucking top 10. Our top 10 essentially fighting for first runner-up. And what do you got? What's your number 10?
All right, my number 10. I'm surprised. It's Slowdive. Everything is alive.
No.
Holy shit.
Also, you'll notice this isn't traditional shoegaze. This is like synthy.
Yeah. I didn't know. No Slowdive without an album this year. I missed it completely.
You
did not send it to me.
I didn't. I
saved all the ones.
I was gonna. I didn't send it to you. I did tell you about. Yeah.
Forgot.
Yeah.
Crank it one. Unless it gets
a
loud.
little more
Yeah.
quiet than other things.
Yes.
And yeah, this does take a little bit to get going. So also, like, if you have Apple Music, I don't care. It does nothing for the quality of the music. I love this animated.
Oh, it has a little animated album.
I love this shit.
A lot of albums have been doing that lately.
Yeah. This is one of the like cooler ones.
That is very much one of the cooler ones.
Yeah, let's get in the fucking car and do a night drive, and I'm just gonna repeat lyrics from the Drive soundtrack. You could start turning it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about this album because I've never listened to Slowdive. I've completely missed them over the years.
You know, I guess Slowdive, My Bloody, that's the big two of shoegaze music. They did a reunion album in 2017, and now we have another one. And to me, it's unlike anything they've done. It's not like wholly unique.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like reinventing the wheel. But you know what? A lot of the music I listen to and I love it's aggressive, it's high energy. Yeah. There's a lot to dissect. This is just so peaceful and tranquil. And like the opener track Shanty and the closing track Stab are about as high energy as you're gonna get. But yeah, this is just such a like perfect end of the day, or maybe you're mentally exhausted, or maybe you just need that inner peace. You just throw on Everything Is Alive and vibe out and have a good time.
I want to hear this. I need to listen to Slowdive just generally.
Yeah, it's just very peaceful, and I realized I didn't have enough of that in my life. Yeah. And so that's why it made my number 10 spot. Other albums I feel more strongly about, but man, this is this, like I said, very peaceful.
Very nice. Yeah. Very nice. My number 10, we can get it out of the way real nice and easy. 936. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
93696 by Liturgy. That was my number 10. And it made number 10 because it was actually going to be fucking Dale Hollow was going to be my number 10.
Yeah.
But I couldn't deny the brilliance that was on that album. It would be unjust. So I had to put it on the list.
Yeah.
Number 9 for Alex.
My next album, number 9, some new blood from Los Angeles, California. This hip hop group, Paris, Texas, with their debut album, Midair.
Like Mike said at the top of the hour, genre blending. I've talked about it in previous years. I love this new generation of hip hop, tapping into punk and metal and doing it well.
Yeah.
And I didn't think a group called Paris, Texas would be from Los Angeles, but
Yeah, this is like synthwave hip hop.
Yeah, and it's dirty, it's grimy. They feel like for people who are fans of Brockhampton, kind of like, because Brockhampton broke up, like they kind of picked up what Brockhampton left, and they're running forward, especially when there's like cringy shit like Little Uzi Vert covering System of a Down.
Oh,
Yeah, also they're just like they have like really funny, like overtly sexual lyrics that make me laugh. Like that song, they say, "You don't know who you're fucking with. This is not a glory hole." Like
it's good. It's a good lyric.
it's a good lyric. They have, you know, some songs like Split Screen where it's more of an electronic feeling. There's a song called D&D, and there's songs throughout where like they actually work in these more melodic acoustic guitar lines. I don't know if they're sampled or like recorded for the album, but it's not cringy. It's not like, I've heard like a lot of rappers try to bring in acoustic guitar, and it always makes me lose my fucking mind.
It doesn't land a lot of the time. Like,
Yeah, these guys are like, yeah, they're doing it. It's just a really fun hip hop album. There's, you know, the song Bullet Man, there's like garage rock vibes to it. There's even the song New Whip, which it's spelled NU, so I feel like it's kind of like a tip of the hat, you know, new metal.
Indeed.
Songs that go like full Carpenter synth, like Panic. The production is fucking like great. All the different producers on here, and yeah, very, very excited to see where this band goes in the future.
Very cool. Very cool. Never would have got around to this one. Never would have. Landed this one.
That's not your lane, Mike.
No, it is not. But I didn't hate what I heard. I'll tell you that.
Good. That's all I can hope for.
All that man is. Oh, we're not giving dates. We didn't give dates for any of these. Fuck.
Oh well, this album came out July 21st,
and then Liturgy came out March 24th. Stone from Baroness came out September 15th. The Beggar from Swans came out June 23rd. We're just catching up.
Yeah, you know.
But for my number 9, this came out July 21st. And
same year as this.
Oh shit, same date. Yeah, I didn't. I'm an
same
idiot.
day.
Same. And that is Love's Holiday by Oxbow. Here we go.
Yes.
Straight on! And then from the mass to the most. True North, the North is true, is all about my love for you.
And a bit of a anticlimactic thing, but this is my.
Don't say which number, but it's on your list.
Yeah,
it's on your list. Okay.
Okay.
So this album, well, we had the pleasure of seeing Oxbow a couple of weeks ago.
I knew so little about Oxbow before this year, and they are insanely fascinating to me. They're amazing live,
incredible live.
Like they're too good for this world.
The world doesn't deserve Oxbow. Clearly, I've been diving headfirst into Oxbow ever since this album came out. Well, a little bit after, but I've since bought and read Eugene's most recent book, which is right there. Can you grab that for me? Actually,
There we go.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah. I walk across dirty water and straight into Murderer's Row. This was a pretty damn entertaining read, if I do say so myself.
He's a pretty damn entertaining man
He
in
is
general.
One of the most fascinating characters in music by
Rock
far.
and rock music and punk music,
Yep.
just in music in general.
The book chronicles his whole, it's a memoir from childhood up until it ends at Oxbow's first album.
Yeah.
So it's all of the Whipping Boy days in, the hardcore punk scene, and wild stories, crazy stuff, fascinating, really interesting dude. A journey like no other. That's for damn sure.
He's this one of the most unique people in music.
And since then, I've been listening to like a ton of other Oxbow albums. I'm a fucking huge fan now.
Yep.
And seeing them live was, it did not disappoint. The crowd disappointed because it was not enough people there.
So yeah, not enough people there. I should have wrote it down. I was like blown away seeing the guitar player play live.
Oh yeah.
Not
is it Nico?
Not that it didn't catch my attention on the album, but when it's like, because we were right up on the stage, like when it's right in your face, it is, man.
He's incredible.
He's incredible. Just amazing band. But
amazing band, and he's like really one of the fucking geniuses behind. I mean, he does all the music.
Yeah,
Eugene does all the lyrics, and you could tell that he does all the music just because of how guitar centered it is and how unusual these guitar lines are.
But let me tell you, there is a lot of like heartbreak on here. If you go to our episode, we talk about the band's intention of like the duality of love, the like a point you could point, and they point to was the song 1000 Hours.
Yeah.
That could be a good or a bad thing.
Exactly.
When you're in a relationship.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's just like songs, pretty much Lovely Merc, 1000 Hours, and All Gone just fucking hit me in the feels in ways that maybe only one other album does this year.
It's fucking fascinating. It's fantastic stuff. I guess in a way, Lingua did make my list because she does have guest vocals on Lovely Merc.
Nope. It's the thrill is gone, Mike. You can't.
It's a loophole, but I know I made my choice. I stand by my choice. But what reason I brought the song up is because Nico sings that live. He sings the parts that she sings. He sings it live, and I was really surprised at how good it sounded.
He was hanging. It's not the same, but it's not jarring either.
It's not jarring at all. Like the effect was still the same. I mean, it's still the same vocal lines, and he's doing some really fucking technical shit. Like those are really intricate and interesting guitar lines on that song, and I'm surprised at how good it sounded. This album has so much fucking shit in it. I mean, the closer Gunwell is a definite favorite, where it's just this really hopeful, angelic but brutal sludge. It's got the full on choral vocals and organs, but it's still with Eugene screaming like he's dying and stuff, and it's so fucking heavy, and oh man, it's just ow! I hit my fucking head on. I'm just overwhelmed, baby. I'm just overwhelmed.
That's the power of Oxbow, baby.
Yeah, and the fucking strings on $1 Million Weekend. I mean, it's just it's so fucking intricate, and it's just there's not one universal personality of the album. There's so many different moods and feels throughout. It's like it's kind of random almost. Thematically and lyrically it has a through line.
Yeah,
but musically it's fucking all over.
Yeah, it's really impressive that it sounds as cohesive as it does when you put it that way.
Yeah. Fascinating album, my number 9, and it's somewhere on Alex's list that we will get to eventually. But for now, number 8. What's your number 8?
For now, y'all better make way, because my number 8 is Protomartyr's Formal Growth in the Desert.
Right on.
Welcome to the haunted earth. Where we chose to forget. The years of the hungry night
so good.
It feels so good.
And let me tell you, this album it's a grower. It's not a shower.
It's a formal grower in the desert. Absolutely.
Yes.
Came upon
It
us by the
really
road
just gets better with every listen.
100%.
and trampled through our home. But we didn't do anything.
Yeah, this is it's like a pretty misleading opener. I mean, it has big moments, but it's also much more hopeful than most of the album. This is absolutely on my list.
And as we talked about on our episode, the drummer is fucking
King.
This is a drumming album.
100%.
Like, he is not content doing normal beats on any song.
Nope.
Like, they're all so unique. Like, look no further than Elimination Dances. Fun in High School. Sure, there's other instruments on there, but it really could just be the drums.
It's fucking, yeah, keep going.
And then Polar Crixel Kid.
Oh yeah. Was it Polar Acrylics Kid?
That's
One of the best songs of the year.
it's agreed.
100%.
It feels so fucking good. It hits so hard. Great album. This journey about loss and growth, and yeah.
This is absolutely on my list. This album is so when you say it's a grower, it's absolutely a grower, but where the fuck is my notes?
You tell me, Mike.
I've been
you
trying
tell
to,
me.
the whole time we've been talking, I'm trying to find it. That's right. I typed it in wrong. Okay. So this album being a grower is, I mean, you have to really be patient with this one, because when I first heard it, I liked it, but it bummed me out in a really weird and real way.
When I first heard it, I was like, okay, I know Protomartyr. It's good. Like, I don't have anything against it. But yeah, the more and more, I was like, this is really special.
It's absolutely special. The I'm sorry for using this word. The energies that this album taps into, dude, they're so primal and dark and sad. And not just some of the lyrics are pretty fucking gnarly. Like Polar Acrylics Kid, there's some gnarly fucking lyrics that make you feel. But, can you hate yourself and still deserve love? I mean, to repeat that over and over again, not just repeating that lyric, but repeating that lyric over one of the most heart-wrenching musical moments in the whole album.
Yeah.
It's powerful. But not just that song, but there's such a darkness on all these songs that really, sure, the vocalist, what's his name? I'm going to find out his name. Maybe I can't, because where the fuck, oh my God, he's serious.
I think it's maybe if you clicked on the band.
Maybe if I click on the band, you're right. Okay. It says it's either Alex, Greg, Joe, or Scott, according to the band.
I'm going to guess it's Joe.
Let's find out for sure. It is Joe. You're right. Joe Casey.
Yeah.
So even though this dude is like he seems like a really just a regular ass dude. Like if you look at live footage, he's just some pudgy guy. And and his vocal style is super monotonous and very belt, like not belty, very like almost caveman like.
Yeah.
It's very primal and very simple. But then if you can like just get past that, because it takes a few listens to get past all these weird barriers. There's the vocals, and then there's the herky jerky, post punky, snappy drums that are extremely catchy, but they drive so much attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the drums are so prominent and so impressive that it's a drummer album, but if you get past the drums, then all of a sudden you start feeling
still a lot going on.
The darkness and pain and emotion, all these songs. It's fucking intense. Let's Tip the Creator. Let's Tip the Creator is another one of I think the best songs of the year by far.
Mm-hmm.
There's something so haunting and fucking incredible and perfect about that song. We Know the Rats, another fucking incredible goddamn song.
Yeah.
Rain Garden, the closer, it's fucking beautiful. I mean,
really, really passionate stuff here.
It's so fucking good. Like, I think after we recorded the episode, you should check out the episode, by the way. You said like, I think this one's going to be sneaking up as time goes on. And this one snuck up so hard. I mean, I don't know what people are saying about this, but it's not enough because this is
Well, it
It's
looks like
fucking-
3 publications recognized.
they got
Of course, the Scottish love this album.
the Scottish. They did all right in the Scottish charts. UK album
Independent albums of the year, number 10.
number 10, and then 49 for UK album downloads. But it's fantastic, and you got to check it out. Yeah. So that was what, your number 8,
Yes, sir.
and my number 8. That's one that I have to talk slower because I'm trying to pull up music at the same time. My number 8 was one of your honorable mentions, and that is Mutants by Mutoid Man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
One of the most fun albums. By far. By far. This album just kept being put on. I just kept Yeah. putting this fucking album on. You I couldn't couldn't deny stop. it. Yeah. The chorus even grew on me. I used to hate this chorus. You did. It I grew think on you me. said it on the
I did.
episode.
Yeah. It grew on me, man. It's just fucking fun.
Yeah.
This was almost higher on my. I mean, the fact that it's number 8 is pretty high, but
This album and the whatever King Gizzard,
the Lizard Wizard, yeah.
those are like the rippers of the year.
Dude, this album, fuck, it's so unassuming because you look at the album art, and we talk a lot about the album art where it just looks like, gross ups of the 90s and like Teenage Boys of the 90s and like Toxic Avenger kind of stuff, or Smash TV, which they got the name Mutoid Man from.
Yeah.
You think of all this like kind of fun comic type stuff, but the album is it feels like just a fucking metalhead nerd's dream. Like
It is.
yeah, like we're gonna get this group of complete metal nerds from childhood, and they're gonna make an album all the shit that they like.
Yeah.
and that's what it feels like. It's super diverse. Every song has a different type of metal, like it's like different versions, different subgenres of metal are on here, and they all feel super well done and sincere and hooky as all hell.
I think you love Steven Bukowski. Or
Stephen Bukowski, that's his name. Stephen Brodsky.
I think you love him more than Lingua.
Really? You think so?
He's been very consistent in your year-end list. He has been a presence.
He has. Honestly, he's actually been maybe on more year-end lists than
I think now he has.
Holy shit. Dude, he fucking rules. He's got such a unique style of playing, his unique style of tone with his guitar, and he has a good voice. And his voice also has a lot of range to it. He doesn't just do the same thing in every song. Frozen Hearts, it's fucking fantastic. Those drums are unbelievable on Frozen Hearts. Was it Broken Glass Ceiling? More anthemic punkiness, but still really chunky and heavy. Along with like he's doing some nice growls in there too.
Mhm.
What was it? I would call it a guilty pleasure, except I'm not ashamed of. I think Demons is one of the fucking coolest songs of the year.
Yeah, it's so fucking an album this short. You don't have room for bad songs.
Yeah, and it's so sleazy, but I fucking love it so much. And then easily one of the best songs of the year is Setting Sun, the closer, which Jesus Christ, it's just so fucking satisfying.
Paced really well.
Really well paced. Because I hadn't heard it in. I was listening to this one quite a bit actually, but I still haven't heard it in like at least a month or two. And I thought like I like it enough to put it on the list. It'll probably be somewhere low. I don't know. Let me listen to it again. I'll judge it based on a few other albums. I was still really debating on the list. It was really tough to narrow it down. And when I heard it again, I was like, wasn't even close.
Wow.
The album that it was in contention with, it just blew it out of the water completely. I'm not gonna say which one it was, but it's
Holy shit.
yeah, it's just I love it, and it's like. Yeah, it's just a nice, uplifting, fun. It makes me feel nice and happy.
We need those.
We sure do. Number 7 for you.
Well, you'll be very happy that we get to talk about. I had to do it. We've been talking about country music all year.
Yes.
On the pod.
Yes.
I had to do it. My first ever country album to make my year-end list. This is Dale Hollow, Hack of the Year.
Yes.
Stupid is, stupid does. Does that make me the dumbest
This man-
one of all time?
This man is on to something.
This man is. I agree.
The hack of the year, like a little badge of honor, 'cause nobody ever loved to know it all. So I'll be the greatest, halfway and slowest on the draw.
I love these high pitch. And maybe some boring country artists wouldn't have done that, but
No.
Dale did.
He sure did.
And yeah, this is like one of my favorite songs of the year too.
Easily. This is gorgeous.
I like how when I showed you, like you loved the title immediately.
Immediately.
Yeah.
It's very self-aware. Oh, it's such a gorgeous guitar line. Yeah, I have to force myself to lower that because
Well, just listen to the whole thing.
It's so good. This album was a fucking delight. It pains me to not, because it was literally between this or Liturgy.
Yeah.
And it's like
I wanted to tell you I had you covered, but I also wanted your surprise.
yes,
and your-
because so that's when the first impression I got from that song was like, oh, this is indie country, which I've never heard indie country, like indie
Yeah.
rock country.
yeah.
Like you combine like the aesthetics of 90s indie with country, and it's so fucking charming. This dude he has it not only a style of vocal and a style of song,
Mhm.
but he has a character that is very unique, that is not
I love the whole he's a country superstar, but he's really not.
like not even close. He doesn't even have his own wiki page, but at least the album doesn't. But because the first thing we think of obviously for us is Wheeler Walker Jr.
Yeah.
But this is not a Wheeler Walker Jr.
No,
It's
this is
so
a-
different.
This is not like I don't mean to like this, but yeah, this is there's self-aware humor, but it's not comedy the way Wheeler is.
It's not comedy. It's like this weird like this is it's like this is him.
Yes.
It's not him doing. Sure, it's a character. It's obviously a character.
It's probably like him this cranked up a little
Yeah, it's like a slightly exaggerated version of himself. Obviously, the talking about himself being a superstar and then wanting to be a cowboy on TV and all this stuff. It's obviously, or like I've seen I've seen Roadhouse 112 times and I only memorized the fights.
I love that so fucking
Such
much.
a great lyric.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm sure he has seen Roadhouse a fucking shitload of times.
Yeah.
It's like, it seems like a real guy, just a cartoony version of a real guy. And it's also, it's not really raunchy humor.
No,
Wheeler Walker
no.
is filthy. He doesn't cuss on this at all.
No, because there are another one of my favorite songs of the year. I love songs about mental health. I love Don't Want to Do Anything.
One of the best songs of the year by far.
I want to sing. I don't want to do a goddamn thing, but he does. He's a better man than
He says freaking thing.
Yeah.
He says freaking.
Yeah.
We have to talk about Don't Want to Do Anything because that song is one of the best songs of the year. It's my favorite song on the album.
I felt it in my soul. I just love lyrics. Like I've never been above working hard, but there's some days I can't find that spark. Who can't? Like this is like when I think about the way people romanticize country music and talk about like working people, blue collar people, and like how far like mainstream country has got away from that.
Yeah.
Like this is exactly how I picture modern country.
Yeah.
And then like you just pulled up the lyrics to High Horse.
Yeah.
That is one of the most polite songs where he's telling somebody off and still has like delightful lyrics like
Yeah.
I won't butter your behind and make you think you're a biscuit.
Yeah, make you think you're busy. I love it. Dude, the lyrics on this album are so endearing and quirky. It's a very quirky and like endearing album.
Also, that is like high praise coming from you because usually you're just like lyrics aren't even secondary to you a lot of the time. They're
Yeah.
like
Ignored.
bottom of the totem pole.
Exactly. And for one, his voice is so booming. It's so pronounced. You can hear everything he's saying, so it's hard to ignore it. But they're also such clever lines, like in High Horse, which I will admit I think it's too, because this is completely honest. It's like a ballad album. It's like almost entirely ballad.
Yeah.
But it feels like a little too sweet and somber for a track 2. But the chorus, it's a beautiful chorus. But just the lyrics of "Don't build your high horse too far from the ground." It's just clever writing. It's just good writing.
He could be writing bumper stickers, but he just puts them into songs.
It's wonderful. We quoted the Roadhouse line from "I'm a lover, but I'll still fight." It's like,
again, I feel that
it's sweet. It's romantic. It's like I'll fight you, or I'll fight you, but I would rather not.
Yeah, that's not in my nature. But if you're disrespecting my lady or whoever, yeah. Oh man, and you know what? The most like depressing song on here is "You're Not Alone When You're in a Bar." That is like prime time depressing country music.
Yeah,
like
it's beautiful. It's a good song though.
He nails it. I love how, like you said, it's kind of a ballad album, but there are these like characters. There's 2 instances of songs where these guys have financial issues, but Angel Baby is like a true ballad.
True ballad. Solo acoustic.
Sweet, sincere ballad.
Sweet, sincere solo acoustic. And it's funny because we say sweet and sincere, but it's still sweet and sincere through the eyes of Dale Hollow, because he still talks about being a superstar.
Oh, he still has he still has the bravado.
Yeah. And even then, it's still fucking beautiful.
Great closing track.
Cowboys on TV is just delightful as hell.
Love the rap, because it is that country drawl and a little bit slower. Cowboys on TV is an excellent like pick me up song.
All the lyrics are just him naming actors who have played cowboys on TV, and it's delightful. The chorus is really cool. It has these really prominent female backup vocals.
Also, Dale's got a good screaming voice.
Great screaming voice.
Yeah, it's not like metal screaming.
No, but it's a good shout. It's a great shout. The only song I don't love is Fools Rush In, because it just sort of feels a lot like the rest.
Also, I noticed that riff is really similar to that Dire Straits song "Walk of Life," and I don't really like Dire Straits.
Nor do I.
But I like Dale. Though. I like Dale Hollow, and I like that song.
Yeah, it's beautiful. This was a delight. What?
You know what? He has that song on his EP. I like it on the EP better. It's a little more. It's a little more raw and emotional. Where this one's more polished. So good.
Interesting.
Still a good song.
Yeah, because he put out like 1 million EPs and singles before. This is his debut album.
Second debut album I've listed, I think.
Yeah. I didn't realize he's from New York, which is the funniest shit ever.
Yeah.
a country superstar from New York. It's so fucking funny.
You know what? If fucking Carl Urban from fucking Australia, not even like country, like a countryside in Australia. He's probably from like Melbourne or something.
Yeah, or Credence being from Bay Area, or Neil Young being Canadian.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's cowboys all over, baby.
But it's more funny because of the rivalry between New York and Texas. I find it more funny.
Okay.
Because it's like a city slicker who's just he's trying to be a country music superstar.
You know what? He's doing it better than a lot of you.
It's fucking rad. It's a beautiful album. I wish it would have made the list but great stuff. Hell yeah. So that was your number 7.
Yes.
My number 7, I'm going to try and talk slowly so I can pull up not just the song, but my notes. And that's because I have it all. There it is. I can do that easily. My number 7, another one of your honorable mentions. And that is I Am Not Ashamed, Baby. This Is Why by Paramore.
Hell yeah. It's funny. I was showing my neighbors this the other day.
Yeah.
And
still really fun.
I love it. I've listened to this way more times than I can care to admit. Beautiful stuff.
Excellent guitar riffs
Oh,
on
yeah.
this album too.
Oh yeah.
If you have an opinion, maybe
This is what happens when you take one of the poppiest, most like teenage girl friendly, big anthemic pop
might be basic.
emo rock bands and then make them sad. Give them a little bit of edge.
They've grown the fuck up.
It's fucking beautiful, mature. It's fucking delightful.
Is why
Sure, this is poppy as shit. Fits right at home on the radio, but I love it. Goddamn, I love it.
I
Boom, boom, boom. Oh yeah, yeah.
Fucking
Figure Eight is one of my favorite songs of the year too.
Hell yeah. And since we're talking about songs of the year, check out our full episode on this album, by the way.
Very early in the year.
Very early. Yeah, this is February. We forgot to give the years again. I'm not even going to, whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
We're too far gone.
Yeah. Mutants by Mutoid Man came out July 28th, and the other one came out, Hack of the Year came out September 29th. There it is. Yeah, this came out February 22nd, and I just kept listening to it. I can't stop. I already have a little soft spot for Paramore because of the self-titled album, like I've mentioned on the episode that we did and in the past. But this is their best album by far. It's the most developed, most mature. It's the most like you don't feel like where other past albums, you as a man in his 30s, you feel a little silly listening to this girl talk about this boy that she's sad about, and it's like I like the music, but here.
Guilt free.
Guilt free. This is way more like, I guess it's like the news is timely. It's it's like, oh, just quit watching fucking the news. You're making yourself depressed. It's like that's pretty relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Being a shut in and not wanting to fucking go out, or just being done with people. It's like very it's still like angsty in a way, but it's still a very universal concept. So I'm not so irked by them. But the songwriting is just on another fucking level, extremely accessible, but still really dynamic and deep, heavy, post-punk influence and early 2000s kind of indie stuff influenced. Thick Skull, one of the best albums of the year by fucking far.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite song on the album. It's always stuck in my head at one time or another. It's one of their darkest, heaviest songs. It has this brief, but unbelievably cool post-punky solo. It's just, if I can show someone doubting this band, because I get it, Paramore, I can see why you wouldn't want to fucking listen to it or talk about it. But I feel like if I show them at least Thick Skull, if you can't be turned by Thick Skull, then then okay, fair enough. We can agree to disagree now. But you got to give it up for Thick Skull. You gotta.
Yeah, the way you feel about Thick Skull is how I feel about Figure Eight.
Figure Eight is
what is that? Like a xylophone? It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, actually, yeah. What is that on there? Vibraphone.
There we go. Some kind of phone.
Yeah, it's either a glockenspiel or a vibraphone. I forget what
It's the year. I found it's the year of the glockenspiel. It was on Liturgy. It's on Paramore
Fuck it. The glockenspiel is king.
in 2023.
It was probably, honestly, the glockenspiel.
It's probably on the Swans album. It's probably on the Oxbow album.
Undoubtedly on the Swans and Oxbow albums. Glockenspiel is here to stay.
There's no way it's not on this album.
Seriously. But Figure Eight, it's absolutely beautiful. It's great drumming on that one. Super dark too. And like, it's just a lovely fucking album. And it's super duper short. I mean, most of the albums on my list, aside from Swans and Liturgy, they tend to be on the shorter side.
Mm-hmm.
It gets in and gets out. I don't think there's a bad song on here, although I have my least favorite is Crave for sure, but I still don't think it's a bad song on its own. And it's placed in a very smart part of the album. It's second to last track, which is, when I look back at all my favorite albums, if there's a bum song, it's always the second to last song. It's like this little blind spot where you can put a weaker song because
just get it in there.
Yeah, because you've already been sold by all this shit before it, and then the closer is, if the closer is super duper strong, you notice it even less.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that I don't care for it doesn't matter because it's placed so well in the album. Yeah, sure, it's a little dorky to put Paramore alongside all this black metal and brutal crazy
I don't
stuff.
think it is.
I think it deserves it. I think it's a great album.
I never thought I'd say I'm very excited to see what Paramore does next.
I know. Yeah. But hell yeah, dude. Check it out. And check out the full episode that we did on it as well. Number 6.
Number 6, and I'm not going to say the full fucking name of this album, but it is King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, Petrodragonic Apocalypse.
Hell yes.
Every metal band except for Mutoid Man should be ashamed of themselves.
Yep. This album, I mean, holy shit.
And it's just like, yeah. Is your face melted yet?
No, I can't even feel it. As soon as I put this on, I understood exactly why it was on the list. I mean, I get it completely. This is Alex in a nutshell.
I'm gonna wait for, yeah, whenever you wanna. So,
Oh, I know which part of the song you want to put on.
Dude, okay, so I was already like, okay, you're going to do a Mad Max album and you're going to throw a fucking kaiju in it. I'm already on board. That's crazy. Why would you do that? It's like the Gremlins 2 sketch from Key and Peele.
Hell yeah.
And then
It's in the movie.
there's this, it's so funny because Sleep is a Black Sabbath worship band.
Yeah.
And this is way faster than Sleep. But these,
Feels like Sleep.
if you look at the
Yeah.
lyrics, these are very Sleep. And even the way he's singing is like very Al like.
Yeah.
The Holy Rabble. It's just like, yes. Metallica could never write anything this fucking cool anymore.
So this band had, so the amazing thing about King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard is obviously their prolificness.
I don't think they have an album that sounds like this.
So that's because the other stuff that I've heard doesn't sound like this.
Yeah.
So you put this on, you think like, oh, this is just a solid ass prog metal band.
I'm sure there's some mega fan here that could maybe direct it. I listened to 2. I was like, these album covers look metal. It's not metal.
There's all kinds of different. I mean, I listen to fucking people who've seen the show and recognize I listen to the Legion of Skanks podcast all the time. And one of the guys in there has a different podcast. And on his podcast, he has a drop because he calls himself the Puerto Rican Rattlesnake. He has a drop whenever he says something he thinks is clever, and he plays the song Rattlesnake from King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. And that's where I first heard it. I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? And so I went to that album. I was like, oh, this is a really super fucking diverse band. And so let me just start out by saying in 2017, they put out 5 albums.
Yeah, they did.
That's fucking crazy. Last year, 6.
Yeah.
Why so many albums?
I don't know. I'm not going to listen to their whole discography. There's that one like joke meme where like, yeah, I'm not reading all that. I'm so sorry for what happened, or I'm happy for you. That's how I feel about their discography.
Yeah.
I'm not listening to all that, but I'm happy for you.
There are 28 albums since 2011. It fries my brain thinking of how and why and like, and the fact that they're all so different. And like, this is a fucking kind of remarkable band.
They've already followed this up with like a disco album.
Is it the Silver Cord? Because I didn't hear the Silver Cord. I meant to listen to it. I didn't get around to it. It's a disco album?
It's a disco album. I was thinking
Also from this year, by the way.
I was thinking about it. I was like, no, this album is, like Mike said, everything about it is just me in a nutshell. It's all killer, no filler. I love the fucking concept, even though they just took two teenage boy things and fucking smashed them together.
Yep.
And fuck yeah, let's go. Fucking Gilla, the way or Gila Monster.
Yeah.
Like, man, it just feels so good when they're singing that song.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, I'm sorry, is Flamethrower like almost 10 minutes? I didn't fucking notice because it rips so fucking hard.
Flamethrower is pretty fucking sick. I mean, it gets all psychedelic toward the end. I think it's toward the end.
Surprisingly, there's no psychedelia, because I would say that's what they're closest to. There is none on it except for Flamethrower.
Yeah.
It's just,
There are moments where it gets like tribal as fuck.
oh,
though.
there's so many like tribal
Yeah.
drums. Like it's a very cool thing throughout. And like the drummer is just a fucking maniac on like Converge and Witchcraft. Witchcraft's so good when you can record metal songs where you can get woos in. Just goddamn.
It's a damn good album. And it's super proggy too, which makes it seems like it kind of blows my. I didn't know they were from Australia. I don't know anything about this band. So it blows my mind that they're not normally a prog metal band because of how natural this feels.
Well, I've listened to a prog metal album, or not metal, but like a prog kind of more jazzy album from them. I'm sure they do other things I would like, but I need to like get in the mindset for it, and I don't have the energy. But
Even though
I love this album.
Oh yeah, and even though I wasn't really paying attention to the lyrics, I still felt sleep from this. Like, for one, this dude is doing monotone vocals throughout the whole album. He's basically singing in one key with no variation, which is, I mean, it just reminds me of Sleep immediately.
Yeah,
and there's just something about the feel of it where it's lighthearted, but also like fantastical, but. It's at that weird line where you don't know how serious they are about it, because you don't feel like it's a joke, but you don't feel like it's them being blowhard, taking themselves super seriously like a prog rock band or something.
this is like a blacklight poster in a fucking van with a fucking Valkyrie painted on the outside of
This album is what I envision just Wino as.
I mean, yeah, look at those fucking sleep ass
Let's see,
lyrics.
Coal Black Cloud, Horizon Maketh, Landborn, Petromyazon. Yeah, that's some sleep ass lyrics.
Love it. Love it.
Good stuff. My number 6, easy, Stoned by Baroness. That was my number 6.
Hell yeah.
So
So
we can quickly move on.
Okay. My number 5 is Armand Hammer. We buy diabetic test strips.
That's a good ass name of an album.
Saying about you.
I'm sticking with my if you guys listen to last year, it's Blown Away by Billy Woods, Aethiopes.
Sipping mead on the blue note. Sidewinder out the 2-door. Extra crispy on my 3-piece. Leave a message at the BB. Box bread on my boy child. 90s day we was crossed out.
I love these guys for like, yeah, we're gonna rap over this.
Yeah, phone sounds.
This is like, what if 56K could do ecstasy?
Rather be codependent.
I don't know if it's 6K.
If it's up to me, we meant.
Oh, I meant like literal 56K internet.
Oh shit! Oh, I was like, oh, who's that rapper? 56K?
Sorry. There should be a rapper called 56K.
There is now. It's me.
Don't balk now, you newbie. Expensive. Told you before we
There's
started
not even a
spending.
drum beat.
There isn't. Yeah, it's fucking wild.
Billy Woods and Elucid are just fucking
Madmen. They're like doing shit no one else can do. These are the only 2 rappers qualified to touch flutes. I don't want to talk about the other one. And like, yeah, it features production by JPEG. There's this song, the flexibility, reliability of time and memory. It's like space acid, flowing jazz with some flute stuff, very trippy. The rapping is very like there aren't too many main choruses. This is just like bars.
Yeah.
What else is cool here? There's some grime with Trauma Mike. It's dirty, it's grimy as it should be. You know, these are guys from New York. There's an LP production from Run the Jewels called the Gods must be crazy, and it has like one of the funniest hip hop lyrics of the year where they say Henry Kissinger, my album's only feature, like
Wait, what?
like the only feature on their album is Henry Kissinger. Like
Ain't kissing nothing no more though.
it's just like I don't know, it's so funny and it's like so surreal. There's, you know, towards the end it gets a little more jazzy. They have this woman, Jungle Pussy comes, which great name. Keep doing you, Jungle Pussy. I'm gonna look up your albums. And yeah, it's this crazy, like they're like them and like a few others are just like no one's making hip hop like this.
Certainly not. I mean, I thought like some of the fucking JPEG stuff was like, oh, that's wild, different stuff. And this is like, oh, you want something real weird?
I mean, yeah, very much of the same cloth. I think JPEG produced like two tracks on here. So, and yeah, like even the LP track is like, it doesn't, like it fits in perfectly. Like he's like pushing himself on here too. It like you wouldn't hear it and be like, oh, that's could be like a Run the Jewels beat. So
Man. Yeah, very nice. Alex's number 5, my number 5, and sorry for the boring, but we just did another episode on it, and that is Girl Vanishes on Way to Jive Club by Gaswar.
there we go.
Love that chorus. God damn, it rules.
This is the noise rock Armand Hammer.
Yeah. Oh, this album stole my heart the second I heard it, and I knew it would make the list. And fuck, man. So we just did a whole episode on this, so we don't have to talk about it too much. But I mean, it's so goddamn, it's so up my alley. It's so fucking up my alley where it's just the grimiest, messiest, most chaotic noise rock. But
also technically not even new.
This was recorded 20 fucking years ago, but it was finally finished and released this year. And there's just so much, oh man, there's so many hooks. I mean, simple, like I said in the episode, simple, regular, almost normal sounding riffs and hooks that are just punctuated by the fucking tightest and most interesting drum choices from Jeff Meridian Jr. From Hammerhead. Check out the Hammerhead episode, by the way. And then the bass is, while the bass does kind of hold things together a lot, it's still really messy and chaotic. Bass by Apollo Liftoff, also of Hammerhead. And the guitar lines, Kevin Rootmanis of Melvins and Hepatitis and Cows, the guitar lines are only sometimes distinguishable. Other times they're just this vague, weird clanginess. But even when it's the most abrasive and it's the most clangy and hard to decipher, you still feel it. You still feel like the songs that are pretty, they are pretty despite the fact that they're a wall of chaotic noise. It still feels beautiful, even if you can't really tell what's going on or if it's really abrasive. It's abrasive, yes, but it still manages to be really catchy and really interesting. The drums, a part of it's the way it's produced, but the choices in general are, I think, just hold everything together so nicely. It's so fucking cool. If you're a fan of noise rock, this is one of the best albums of the year by far.
It's like, finding this little thing that's been sitting for 20 years and it hasn't gone rotten yet.
Not at all.
It's surprisingly fresh.
There's no age to this. There's no time. It doesn't make, like, It could have came out in 88. It could have came out in 2000. It could have came out this year. And it just feel when you're this fucking weird and already not fitting in with other music, it doesn't really matter. It could be any era. It could be any time period. Because even amongst noise rock, it doesn't really fucking fit. It doesn't sound like Hammerhead at all. It doesn't sound like the Cows or Melvins at all.
Yeah.
It's just this weird little fucking crazy anomaly of an album. And even though I'm not super big on the cacophonous closer, Father Complex and the Solution of the Rat Idea, it doesn't hurt it for me at all. Everything else is just so interesting and fun. And it's a really short album. It's just everything I love, just throwing at me in one little nice package.
A breeze to listen to.
A breeze. And that just came out recently. So check that out, please. And check out the episode that we did on the full episode we did on it. I fucking love it. Now you're number 4.
My number 4. Don't worry, Kristin. I got you. My number 4 is Saved by Reverend Kristin Michael Hayter.
Right on.
Get out.
You know, this album, I also feel like it gets better with every listen.
Really? I mean, this opener is fucking amazing. I mean,
One of the
without
best
question.
openers.
It's fantastic. I still don't like how far they went with the fucked up,
I love it.
but the composition is incredible.
I love how it always feels like it's just like a BPM or so behind what you want out of it.
Yeah. Like that. My only problem is that it does that too much later in the song.
Do it more.
More. Then you want to hear the song.
I mean, this is kind of the song.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely.
You know, she's a wizard. She's the DJ Khaled of weird, off-putting music. She's got another one every single time. I also noticed when re-listening to it, Apple Music has this listed under Christian music. So
That's funny as fuck. Yeah, she did that on purpose. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I love you're listening to something haunted with that opening track. I love the traditional songs in between that, like, in a way kind of makes this is not an accessible album, but slightly more accessible than her previous linguist stuff.
Yeah.
Like, Leave It Up to Her, like, All My Friends Are Going to Hell, which is a parody song, but it's deadly serious the way she does it.
It's deadly serious the way she does it. I don't particularly like that song, but I can't say it's bad. I think I appreciate the bluesy, the unorthodox bluesy direction. Although it does make sense with the Southern gospel theme that she did here.
Yeah. And like, Idiom.
Oh yeah. Idumia.
I love how slow, sinister, and punishing that is.
That is a great fucking song.
Always Be With You. May This Comfort Protect You. This like fuck, you really feel it. I think I like really overlooked The Poor Wayfaring Stranger when we reviewed it.
Oh yeah, that's like my favorite song on the album.
It's so epic, and
or one of them at least.
Yeah, and then the closing song, How Can I Keep From Singing? Nobody is beating that song in terms of beauty or disturbing nature this year.
It is pretty fucked up.
Both.
It is fucked up with a full 2 minutes of her losing her shit in tongues at the end.
It's like in the background at first, and then
then it just takes over.
It's one of the most unique, like one of my favorite songs of the year.
This is a great, it's definitely one of the better songs of the year. I think Poor Wayfaring Stranger is probably, it's probably one of the best songs of the year for me.
You could write a whole like Western just around that song.
It's fantastic. It's incredible. Truly amazing progressions. Again, the problems that I have with this album were more like, it's like at this crossroad of like, we're still hanging on to a little bit of the linguist style with songs like Poor Wayfaring Stranger or, what's the other fucking single? There's I Will Be With You Always. Yeah, I mean, yeah, all the big songs, for most of the big songs anyway, where it still feels very lingo-esque.
Mhm.
And then the other stuff that's like full on, we're going Christian rock, we're doing covers of gospel songs, and it's going to be this really thematic. It's not like a good song. It's just a cover of, just Power in the Blood or whatever. It's like a cover of a gospel song, but it has a feeling, has a theme to it. It's fitting this whole, I think the execution of it was too wonky for me, where it's just jumping back and forth between this kind of old style that's not changed that much and this new thing that's really, really different. It just felt a little disjointed for me.
Perfect PB&J sandwich.
Don't change a thing.
Don't change a thing. Fitz helped progress my adventures in country music this year. And even though this is not like a country album, but it's
of the country.
It's very twangy and southern.
It's in the country. It's in the South, and it feels like it.
It's in the blood.
It's in the blood, and it is a very good album. It is a very good. I'm not going to deny that it is a very good album. And the stuff that hits is just fucking. Ooh, it hurts. It hurts. And I'm very interested to see what she does next. Very interested. But that was your number. Was it 4?
4.
My number 4. Get yours ready because we've already talked about it. 4 for me was Formal Growth in the Desert by Protomartyr. I love it that much. Like it really resonates. Like every time I heard it, it's just like, I just keep coming back to this album. I need to keep coming. It hurts and it's painful and it's dynamic and strange and dark, but fuck, it just kept sticking with me.
Give that album one more year in the pressure cooker and it's gonna usurp Swans.
Maybe. So that's my number 4. Your number 3.
My number 3 shouldn't be surprising. It's Scaring the Hose by JPEG, Mafia, and Danny Brown.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yes. I'm gonna have to struggle to turn this one down. I want to listen to this whole song.
I mean, it's so short.
I know.
First off, fuck Elon Musk, $8 too much, bitch, that's expensive. For the holes in the back and the cracks in the slack, by tweaking, deleting, I meant it. I don't read the check, cause I got no respect, and these niggas might know me like a dentist. City all about this piece, so they hear some shit and they get offended. This ain't what you want. No, this ain't what you want.
Fuck yes.
Fuck y'all niggas, I feel like Papa John. Left straight to the
Brilliant
face.
synth
I'm
lines.
Tony
Brilliant
Braun.
synth lines.
And they hate
There's some of the chipmunk vocals in the background.
I know.
What kind of rapping is this? The kind of me rap niggas piss, you know it. I put a thing on my bitch, that pussy get feeling like this, you know it. These niggas be texting with kids, it doesn't get stranger than this, that's whole shit. Fuck the bar, I don't fuck with you niggas like I'm not focused. Wait, I am me, red eyes with a shot of repeat.
Fuck. All right. Damn, that is.
So this is 100% on my list.
Yeah,
100% on my list.
Yeah, this is a like hip hop super group album, even though it's just 2 guys, but like 2 of the most unique guys in hip hop.
Yep.
Forming like Voltron, being weird, being innovative. And like the more I listen to it, the more I think it's like so interesting the way like the electronics kind of like bounce around with their voices where you can like seamlessly get lost in between them. And I don't think that's a quality that I could say about any hip hop album.
This is a unique, one of a kind hip hop album. It's like, so first of all, check out our fucking episode. And we did a whole episode on this one. And I wrote it right there on the fucking thumbnail. This is a masterpiece of an album.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, I equated it in the episode to hip hop's version of extreme metal. Where like extreme metal is like, yeah, you get heavy metal, but then you just fucking give it way too much drugs and multiply it by a bunch, make it way too fast and crazy and hard to decipher. But the hardcore fans will be like, yes.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like this is for hip hop, where it's, you recognize it as the genre of hip hop, but there is so much intense, crazy shit happening.
No one has a brain like Peggy. He's this a maniac, and I love him, and he loves wrestling, and it's just like it feels like he was made in a lab for me.
This album feels like it was made in a lab. Like
it was.
It's so many of these songs are genius in ways that like I could never compare it to any piece of sound because of like I gushed about it plenty on the episode, but Garbage Pail Kids.
Oh,
what is this? It's just fucking genius.
That's
It's
one.
genius.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite hip hop beats of the year. It's like
one of the best songs of the year.
these
100%.
like maybe like Japanese children chanting and like these clanging sounds.
The clangies. I was surprised at how important that clanging metal sound is to the beat.
Yeah.
Where it's you get this really disturbing, weird group of Japanese children sample, but the clanging is really what kind of sells it. Not to mention the bass lines are incredible and heavy, and then has this really interesting like I guess you can call it a chorus. There's no lyrics, it's just really interesting melody section. But the hooks here are really what do. It's like the craziness of the production is out of this fucking world. Nothing like it. The most distorted hip hop album I've ever heard. But you get rid of all of that, and you listen to the fucking samples and the hooks in the beats. It's so fucking catchy. It's so nice. It's so nicely done. Step a Pig, obviously, it's fucking phenomenal. I mean,
to me, like the more like catchy, like feel good things are like Perfecta
or Perfect.
Perfect. Sorry. I just thought it was a prescription drug. Perfect and like Kingdom Hearts Key.
Kingdom Hearts Key, man.
I like I mean, it's anime music.
It's anime music, but then they just
through the filter of JPEG.
That's the thing. Like so the three songs that do it the most pronounced are all in a row. It's Orange Juice Jones, Kingdom Hearts Key, and God Loves You. Yeah. So they all do it in different ways, but it all can be boiled down to the same thing of we're going to take this existing thing, this whole song, show it to you as is, and then transform it on top of that.
And it stays hyped. And like Run the Jewels, the song, it's criminally short.
It's a minute long and it's fucking fantastic.
It's amazing.
God Loves You is like, it sounds like it's pulled out of a Christian gospel song. Like it's sounds like a direct Christian rock kind of, what would you call it when it's like, it's a black church, but it's not like classic gospel. It's like more.
I think it's still modern, considered gospel music.
Yeah, because it's not Christian rock. Christian rock is this other horrible thing.
No, that's Christian rock's too white.
Yeah, but it's like that kind of song, and you're hearing this one sample that he pulled, and it's like it's weirdly kind of cool. It's kind of a cool song on its own, and then he throws the fucking beat and the bass line over it, and it transforms it and makes it just 10 times better.
He's doing prog rock in like he's speed running prog rock.
The same thing with Kingdom Hearts Key, where you hear this fucking anime song and it has a very distinct rhythm to it. It has a very distinct time signature. I'm forgetting what it is, but it has this big heavy acoustic guitar strumming, and you feel the rhythm of that. And then when he throws his bass on top of it and his beat, changes the fucking time signature, changes the rhythm while not changing the sample at all.
Yeah.
It's fucking brilliant stuff.
Beautiful, beautiful mind for music.
Absolutely. One of the greatest fucking albums of the year. One of the best hip hop albums ever. It's truly unlike anything else.
I think it's arguably like if we did different genres, it would be like hip hop album of the year.
Oh yeah. 100%. I mean, this is fucking nutty good. It's just nutty good.
Yeah. All the praise it's getting, it fucking deserves.
100%. So my number 3, and this one came out of left field for several reasons. For one, because of the band that it is. And that is, when did this come out? Let me double check this year. This came out March 31st. This is Miracle Level by Deerhoof.
Oh, fuck.
さあさあここに来てごらんこれから話すもの語り愛と奇跡歌うリフォー
I need to listen to this. I'm already like,
It gets so much better, dude.
Fuck, it's already jumped between rhythms so willy-nilly.
yeah.
雷起こってこや しつぶされそう
So that song definitely keeps going and goes other places.
Also, shout out to Marty Stern, who, like, I wasn't expecting her and Deerhoof, because they're kind of similar, to put out albums this year, and crazy flashback.
Dude, fucking. So I've talked about my relationship with Deerhoof in the past. It's a very love-hate thing where they put out, this is like, what is it? I think this is their 19th album, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yep. This is their 19th album. And out of those 19 albums, it's like a crap shoot how I'm going to feel about the next one, because they put out some of my favorite albums of all time. And then they put out other ones and like, all right, none of this is for me at all. And I wouldn't consider it bad. It's just, they lean in so hard on every album to something completely different.
Yeah.
And the only thing that kind of makes you feel like it's them is the vocals from both Greg and Satomi. And then Greg's drums. You know what? I take it back. Every member of this band is fucking crazy and unique. But,
insanely talented.
But they all do different things. The only thing that kind of reminds you it's the same thing is the vocals. But having said that, like, the past few years, I've heard their albums. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. And one of them made one of the year-end lists, and then one of them was like an honorable mention. This one is their best album in a long time. This might be my third favorite Deerhoof album out of all of them.
That's impressive,
dude. The first time I heard it, I was like, there's no way it's this fucking good. What the fuck? And before the album ended, I was already texting my brother Robert saying, you got to hear the new Deerhoof album.
Yeah.
And I kept listening to it, and every time I listened to it, it would go higher and higher on my list. It knocked off other things like immediately.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is, so you're kind of sold already by that opening track. The first two songs are the rough songs. If you get past the first two songs, the rest of the album is unbelievable.
I was already having a great time with that.
It gets so much better.
Yeah.
Fucking the poignant melody is, I mean, it's like 2.5 minutes, but it's one of their best songs. I think it's one of the best songs of the year. It's absolutely fucking beautiful and moving. Then Everybody Marvel comes on. I mean, so beautifully written. I mean, it's heavy and melancholy, but it still has a lot, like the thing that Deerhoof often does. It's like they'll tap into a mood. Like, say for one song, they'll be way edgier and way darker, but in that same song, they'll still do this weird uplifting poppy transition thing. It's they're never content just sticking with one mood, even in one song. And Everybody Marvel is just like them doing that in a way that hits harder for me than it has in a while for them. The intro to Jet Black Double Shield is fucking fascinating. I can't really compare it to anything, because I want to say cinematic, but it's not cinematic in like an orchestral or bombastic thing. It just feels like it should be in a movie. It's just a very unique thing. It's like it's a mischievous sounding song. That's the only way I can describe it. It's like, I don't know. It's like a troublemaker of a song. It's very kind of endearing and cute, but quirky, but not in like a jokey kind of way. It's hard to explain. The title track is fucking beautiful. It's somber. It has these warm keys all over it, with moments that sound like the Doors, which is completely unexpected. I don't want to rant too much, but one of the best songs of the year by far. Phase Out All Remaining Non-Miracles by 2028. This song in 3 minutes and 23 seconds does so first off, it sets it up like a really heavy, fuzzy Beefheart song. I'm talking like Bat Chain Puller Beefheart, like later Beefheart, where it's this kind of sporadic, disjointed rhythm, but heavy, and you feel like it still kind of kicks ass, even though it's all herky jerky and weird the way Beefheart is. That's kind of how later Beefheart sounded a lot, but this is like that, but much heavier. And then at 1:40, it introduces this section that is godlike. It is a godlike section, and it carries it until the end of the song, and it fucking rolls. It's perfect, absolutely perfect. And yeah, from track 3 on, the pacing is phenomenal. Like with a song like Phase Out All Remaining Non-Miracles by 2028, that song ends so strong that I'm so conditioned by albums to be kind of let down by the intro of the next song. Like, even if the next song is good, that the ending of that song was so good, it's going to be hard to fucking, top it, ease my way into it. The intro to Momentary Art of Soul comes in so perfectly and so strong that it's like, yes, it not only does it follow it up, but it does it in a completely different way. It's not trying even a little bit to be the same kind of song. And then the closer is just really gentle, heartfelt ballad with somber piano with Greg singing. And it's fucking fantastic. One of the best, their best albums in years. And it's also the first album out of all their albums to be sung entirely in Japanese.
Oh shit. That's kind of surprising it took this long to happen.
Very surprising. I believe this is also the first time they produced it themselves, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, yeah, no, I was mistaken. It's the first time they're not doing it without technical. So they did have technical guidance. It's the first time they actually had someone help them.
Oh shit.
Which is weird that they went 19 albums doing everything themselves.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy, but it's incredible. Deerhoof is a mixed bag. It's a band that not everybody's gonna like, and they have such diversity in between albums that if you're a fan of one, you probably won't be a fan of another one. But as for me personally, this is up there. And one of the best albums of the year. It fucking this one's gonna be on rotation for a minute.
I'm excited to give it a listen.
Hell yeah. Number 2 for you.
Yes, and it's going to be a little bit anticlimactic because we already talked about Oxbow's Holiday.
Love's Holiday?
Yeah.
That's your number 2.
Well, hold on. So here was my thought process that I picked 2 for my, so I took up those spots.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what?
That I have 11 albums total. So that's like my runner up. Cause I was like, okay, I already talked about 2 albums for my album of the year.
So that was your 3rd album of the year?
Well,
because we still have one more after.
The runner, I also didn't want to tell you what I was doing.
I'm so confused right now.
Whatever. My runner up. The albums of the year took up 1 and 2.
Oh, you should have told me that before. Oh, fuck.
No, it's fine. Through the power of editing, it's going to be fine.
I know, because I have to explain this. Because I have to leave all this in.
Fuck.
Fuck.
I'm sorry, Mike.
Damn it. Why did you tell me before?
I didn't want to tell you. I picked a tie.
God, that ruins the whole flow of everything.
I don't think it does. It
does, because I have 2 more albums to talk about. Okay, so whatever. My number 2, shit. Okay, I might as well cue it up.
Yeah.
We did do an episode on this, unsurprisingly, and that is Void by Ken Mode.
You really love this album.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Have you gone back and listened to any of their other stuff?
Not yet.
Okay.
I didn't have time. I plan on listening to No and this one together.
Okay.
God damn, this fucking rules. Those juicy good ass guitar lines. I wanted you to get this part. It's such a good part.
Just blow out people's speakers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Ken Mode. Fuck, man. This album. So I was dancing between this one and another one, and then Swans. I mean, his album of the year.
Oh, this almost
this was up there.
Gee,
I
wow.
really fucking love this album because it's noise rock in a way that taps into the brutality, the heaviness, the thing that I crave with extreme metal. It's doing it with noise rock, which I have not fucking heard that much.
Yeah.
The only thing I can pull at the top of my head is Chat Pile or something where it's, it's noise rock, but with the intensity and brutality of extreme metal.
Yeah.
And that's just the thing I love about extreme metal is the intensity and the brutality. And the thing I love about noise rock is the writing. And this is both. This is both of that. So every song fucking rules. And then if it was an album of songs like that opener, The Strike, then I would be fucking delighted.
Yeah.
But it goes more, baby. These wires. The closer, fucking Not Today, Old Friend. It's like, no, we're going to bring in some genuine piano lines, some actual moodiness. We're going to tone things down. We're going to have some sung vocals, some spoken word vocals, very slinty in a way. And it's intense and moving and emotional, but it's just a complete, and then it has stuff like I Cannot, which is just fucking devastating and heavy.
That one quote, I forget who said it, but they had the one quote where someone was like, the album before this was getting into a fight. This album is losing a fight.
Yeah.
And that this kind of like, it stuck with me.
Yeah.
Oh, they have it on their Bandcamp too, from Decibel magazine.
Yeah. Yeah. And I fucking still haven't heard Null, which is driving me crazy, but yeah, this one just fucking hit. It just hits so damn hard. It's the same way that King Gizzard album is like, oh, that's just totally Alex.
Yeah.
This is totally me. Like this,
This checks all the boxes.
Exactly. It just taps into like, oh yeah, the fucking sludgy heaviness. Hell yes. The fucking noise rock, the fucking post-hardcore parts. Hell yes. The piano and the beautiful part. Love it. And plus on the closer, it also has some fucking string sections in there, and it's just wonderful. It's fucking incredible.
Again, so much good music. Probably should have been in my honorable mentions.
Yeah, I knew from when I first heard this that this was going to be up there. This was going to be real. Yeah, this is going to be tough to top, and it was dancing back and forth. It's my number 2 pick and my number 1 pick, which should come as no surprise, was indeed Scaring the Hose by JPEG and Danny Brown. That
well deserved.
It was number 1. That was album of the year for a while.
Dang.
It was like, this is just it. This is just it. It's nothing's going to top this with like coming in hot with a completely unique style, as well as crazy writing and crazy hooks. And I had to listen to it back to back with this and like, which one do I feel more? And I was like, Scaring the Hose. And then last minute, Swans came in and fucking stole it.
Yeah.
But it was Scaring the Hose for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a good ass year for music.
Good ass year. Holy shit. We've done it. We've finished another
one.
And I'm tired and my throat hurts, but I feel accomplished.
I always feel so good. I feel like I put so much time into these lists.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone actually appreciates that.
Probably not, but it doesn't matter because we do, and it brings us fulfillment.
Yes.
But thank you so much for listening and watching, and I hope you enjoy this long thing that we've done, and you check out all these fucking albums. They're all so goddamn good, especially our albums of the year. We like those the most, but we love all of these albums quite a bit.
Even our honorable mentions are fire.
Even the honorable mentions, I'm like, come on, man. Like, I wish I could fucking.
I misunderstood a text Mike sent. I thought he wanted to do 20, and I was like, let's fucking go. Let's do it. He's like, no. That's not what I meant.
Not 20. They would have been here for 2 more hours. But yeah, check out all these albums. And yeah, it's been a nice year. Happy New Year to everyone. If you're listening to this when it's dropping, then it's just past Christmas. And yeah, it's been a good year. I hope next year doesn't have to live up to this entirely. It's a high bar, but as long as it tries hard and comes close, that would be nice.
I don't know.
It's a tough one. This was a lot. There's so many fucking good albums. But thank you so much for listening and watching and hanging out. Please follow me on all social media at Panda Monkey and Alex on Instagram at
Every Album Alex.
Don't forget our history guy, Tom Osman, who does all of our dirt digging for us and gets interviews for us and all this stuff. Follow me on all social media at Tom Osman Sounds, as well as TomOsmanSounds.com for all his music stuff. Check out his Substack too. There's a link to all that in the description. He does a lot of good stuff. He has interviews on there. And yeah, also don't check out, I mean, most of the albums we talked about, we've done full episodes on. So go back and check all those out for more thorough, in-depth conversations about these albums.
And the ones we haven't, we got in the mud a little bit.
Yeah, we talked we definitely talked a lot more about the albums that we haven't talked about before.
Yeah.
Maybe the albums of the year notwithstanding, but yeah, also for the love of God, Patreon, baby, patreon.com/every album ever. That's where you go for a bunch of bonus episodes. You get to see our schedule in advance. You get to vote on polls to decide who we cover next. You get to join our Discord, be a part of our community, and suggest albums for our EA singles episode. New year, which means new albums. So go there and suggest all those. And if you're tier 2, then you can suggest a full discography for us to cover on our bigger, longer, numbered episodes, as well as suggest any album from any discography for us to cover on Patreon bonus episodes. So please do that. Thank you. Check out my EP. There's a link to that in the description. It's cool. Do that. And I think that is it.
That is it.
Now, I'm going to throw out a suggestion.
I hope we're on the same page here.
Because we have a lot of overlapping picks.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I feel like we should Don't Want to Do Anything.
Yes.
From Dale Hollow.
Yes.
Hell
yes.
Hell yes. It just feels right.
After a long podcast like this, I don't want to do anything.
I don't. So thank you so much for listening and watching. Happy New Year and see ya.